what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Yes, yes, yes. Oh man, I have been looking forward to this one for quite some time, you guys. This is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Just want to let you guys know, man, something happened as we were going live just a second ago. And so we are not live on Facebook, man. So we have shared the link from YouTube over onto Facebook, which essentially means that that link is going to get buried because Facebook is not going to allow that thing to see the light of day. But, share with anybody you know is usually watching with us. Share with them. Let them know we are live over here on YouTube. And you guys already know that that's where we do all our giveaways. We encourage people to come over to YouTube, right? This is where we're trying to grow here at How It All Works. But man, it is so good to be here. How It All Works family, what's good? I see you in the chat already doing your normal thing. Who was first? I see Kanique was first today. Kanique was first. Dave, man, you're slipping, brother. You're slipping. You said first place, but I see Kanique's comment before yours, man. So yeah, you didn't catch it this time. Dave Hunt, but I'm so glad you're here, Doc. Thank you for being here. One of my mods. I see Devin Chambers is in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. He's giving Melanie a shout out. Listen, we are excited to chop it up with you guys. James Hicks is here. I got a shout out for you in just a second, James. My guy, my guest from last week, Leslie Samuel, is here. Thank you for coming through, man. It's such an honor and a privilege to have you come through again. Tawana Harris is here. Tawana, what's good, sis? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us. Listen, I hope you guys are buckled in and ready. This is going to be a wild ride. A wild ride. Look, right at the outset, a week or so ago, we had Sylvia and Andrew Nixon on the show. The Midweek Huddle, Wednesdays, 12:30 Central Standard Time, and we were doing this one-time giveaway where if you bought a shirt from our page, prestonso.com/HIAW, I see Doc Rock is here. He said, "What it do, beef stew?" Man, listen. I hope there's some veggie beef stew, man. I'm just joking, brother. I'm just joking. James Bush is in the house as well. Thank you so much for being here, family. But yeah, we did this giveaway where if you bought some gear, if you bought a shirt, if you bought a mug, if you bought whatever, hoodie, we were going to give you this bag that one time, like this is a limited edition. And so James Hicks posted this picture today and he was talking about myself and Melanie. He was excited for the show. And so I just want to say a quick shout out to James for that. Thank you so much. The gray HIAW shirt is now live and ready for you to purchase. So make your way over to prestonso.com/HIAW. So we can get this thing going. Melanie, yay, I get to see you on another platform. Future Cars, Man of Life is shouting out Melanie in the comments. I love that. That's so cool. Listen, man, if you were here to see Melanie, let it rip, man. Go ahead and say something in the comments. We love it. Listen, this is what it's all about here. As you know, man, we got a lineup. We have a lineup. Leslie was last week. Melanie is today. Bishop Donald Oliver is next week. And then we have Kevin Kolb, and we have a week off. There's a week off in between Kevin and Lanita. So keep that in mind as well. But I wanted to throw this flyer up here. Let me see here. So this is a thing that we do here, right? We get these quotes from our guests, and they're always powerful. And I'm excited to be able to read this again. Let's maximize the opportunity to effectively use the tools of technology to share the message of love, help, hope, and healing. Donald Oliver. Love that quote. Thank you so much, Donald. Looking forward to having you on the show. And then we have Kevin. Kevin just posted some stuff about his YouTube channel recently. I thought it was so cool. Congrats, Kevin, if you're watching. But Kevin's quote says, "The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is today." And I hope that somebody really receives that in their spirit today. If you're watching, or if you're watching in a replay, drop something in the comments. Let us know that thing is hitting home. We're excited about having Kevin on the show. And of course, our guest for today is Melanie Dyann. Look, somebody smash the like button as soon as her picture hit the screen. That's what's up. Thank you. And for the rest of you, go and do likewise. Smash that like button. We appreciate this. This helps us with YouTube. And for those that aren't aware, we do have the after party. So go ahead over to buymeacoffee.com/KirkRNugent. Grab your ticket if you don't have one already. If you're a member, then you're going to get you probably already have an email in your inbox because it went out at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which was 7 minutes ago. So yeah. Doc is shouting out Mel as well. And her quote is, you got to start scrappy, but scrappy doesn't have to be crappy. And I'm excited about getting into the content for today in today's show. So let's not even waste a lot of time. We were even talking in the pre-session about how much we want to get to and the fact that this can't be a 5-hour live stream. So we're going to really dive right in. And so here comes our intro video. And after the intro video, Mel's going to be on screen. Let's do it. Good. We are Live. It is so good to be here. So good to have our guest. Look, right now in the comment section, let us give her a warm How It All Works welcome. Melanie Dyann, How It All Works. Woohoo! Like, this is where I would have all the different things. Yeah. No, this is a long time coming. I mean, we have been chatting back and forth about this collab for a long time, and I'm excited about it. So, Melanie, thank you so much for being here. I'm looking in my comment section, and I'm certain they're gonna catch up to us in just a second. So you'll start seeing some of the the clap emojis and all that stuff. But I will throw a couple of comments on screen here. I see Doc saying, "Happy to be nappy, scrappy, but never crappy." I love that. James Heck says, "Love me some MDH." I love it, man. You've got some fans here. That is so good. Doc says the beat
always
makes you want.
Good people. They're
Always
all good
good
people. But I gotta say, before we go anywhere, Doc,
Please.
What do you think about my microphone right now, man? I got rid of the Blue Yeti. I did try the pod mic, but I got the same. Kirk and I have the exact same microphones, actually.
The Shure
I know Doc
MV7.
Rock is going to be super proud right now. He's got to be proud. I know he is.
They're catching up to us, but he's let me see here. Future Cars Man of Life says, "Mel, your friend is here. I wish our crew at our channel was here too." All right, cool, man. Hey, listen, invite him. Send the
he's
link.
one of my regulars.
Oh, cool. That is so cool. I'm excited to share and excited to just have this space, this meeting. Melanie's grin is mad infectious. I love her energy. That's Doc. That's Doc right there. So that's cool too.
I love
that's
Doc.
cool too. Kanik is just putting those streamers in there. The hand claps are coming through. He said, "You are winning now. You are winning." So the mic is definitely coming through clearly. That's good.
I'm glad he approves.
Doc, we got to make sure you're in the after party so we can chop it up a little bit. But listen, Mel, this is what we always start with. Everybody knows this is our obligatory first question. Tell the people a little bit about yourself and who you are and your relationship to live streaming. I know people come at live streaming in many different ways, right? Some of them it's like, live streaming is the point, but for some people, it's like it's a means to an end. I live stream to get to this. So we want to hear what's your relationship and kind of who you are as you share with us in this space today.
Yeah, no, I am so excited to be here. Kirk, thank you so much for having me. So yeah, my name is Melanie Dyann Howe. I always just say, call me Mel. It's easier, it's short, it's fun. It's what I grew up being called. But yeah, my mission in life right now, I call myself a marketing coach until I find something better to describe myself. But to be really honest with you, I love geeking out on all things tech and marketing and software and apps, because I just think it's so easy for people to be able to show up now and to create an online presence. And I have a phrase and a saying where I just always tell people, don't let your gifts go ungiven. And when you don't take those risks and put yourself out there, everybody has gifts. Leslie was saying that last week. Everyone has things to share. And so I'm just really passionate about that. And I've always been passionate for the underdog. So, I like to serve who I call DIY marketers. They are, you're probably somebody you would consider yourself a bit of a DIYer, Kirk.
Oh,
where
absolutely.
It's like, we weren't trained in this stuff.
No.
Like, what? I mean, you and I were talking about stuff before the show, and I'm like, it's on my list of things to go figure out. But it is what it is. But I'm a self-taught marketer. I didn't go to school for marketing. And, I think that what's so beautiful in today's world is that everything's accessible. Social media just takes your time and your energy at a minimum from a cost standpoint. And there's
Right.
so many cool tools out there that anyone can learn how to do anything. And it lets so many people reach more people and help more people. And
Wow.
as I said, everybody has gifts. And so I'm just really passionate about helping those DIYers who maybe feel like they can't show up or that they can't go create great content because they weren't trained or whatever. And that's my saying, man. That's why it's, hey, you got to start scrappy, but scrappy doesn't have to be crappy. Like there are ways to do stuff scrappy and to just, it still create amazing stuff. And so I'm all about helping people really embrace who they are and showing up. And so that's what I'm all about right now. And I got a podcast and I got a course and all that stuff, but really I truly just love collaborating with others and talking about this stuff and just maybe dropping a couple nuggets that makes a difference in at least somebody's life. One person, that's it. So yeah. But my relationship though,
please
was live video. Mm-hmm. So kind of like a lot of people, in 2016, Facebook decided to unlock this really cool feature called live video, and you had to hold your phone vertically, and it was square, and there was nothing to it. There was no music you could play. There were no like fancy countdowns or like widgets and things like none of it. It was your face, the crappy microphone, the really low resolution square video, but it showed up and said, so-and-so is live. And not very many people were doing it. And I, as a person who ran an agency at the time, helping people with social media and learn how to do their own social media, I was like, well, this is terrifying, but I have to figure out what this is because clearly it's a new feature. So I kind of honestly, my courage was more about keeping my image up with being this social media person.
Absolutely.
And so I just started dabbling in it, but I loved it. And I fell in love with live video for a lot of the same reasons a lot of people do. And that is the back and forth communication. It's different than creating a post and then watching comments and responding to words. It was like, you felt like you were really talking with your audience, and the live feedback, the live questions, the way you could, get feedback live, like, okay, what color should I wear today? The blue one or the red one? And getting like any of that stuff. And then it just evolved over time, Kirk, where it was like, next thing I know, I'm like going live 30 days in a row just to see if I could, and going fishing. And I'm like out there like fishing while live, talking about how marketing and fishing are similar but different. And I'm catching a fish live, and then COVID came and I cut my hair live. I mean, like live video can be a way to serve your audience from whatever your professional, aspect of you is, but it's also a great way to just hang out with people and just be online. And now it's like, we can do anything. It's so fun. Yeah. And so I guess I didn't, I loved how you said it. It was like, I didn't go into live video to become a live video expert or a thought leader. I just was taking enough action and learning enough that people started asking me questions all the time. Yeah. And honestly, I gotta tell this real quick story.
Sure.
I've been like on the journey of, wanting to be an online course creator for years. I have been doing that. And I've been like, I want to do that. I want to have online courses. I used to teach workshops locally, and I thought I can take this online. So that's been my goal for years, but it's like, I haven't really been able to make it happen. And my first idea was this big, huge marketing course. And then it was like, oh, talk about LinkedIn. And then it was like all these things. I kept changing my path and my direction. And I got into a really bad rut. And I finally just like literally a little over a year ago, this was even pre-pandemic, I was like, man, I got to make this fun again. Like, why is this not fun anymore? Like, I felt like I was chasing everything and nothing was happening. Yeah. And I was like, it was eating me up. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. And I was like, I gotta find, I just gotta have fun. I gotta have fun, and we'll see what happens. I'll give this one more shot. And honestly, it was live video. I was like, I'm going to go in with live video. And I started using StreamYard and talk about making it fun and easy. And I was like, I don't know what I'll be doing in 5 years, but right now I'm just going to have a ton of fun making a bunch of live videos. Yeah. So that's honestly like, I had to make it fun again. And this has been so fun. And the relationships like Doc Rock, James, so many people, there's just like this cool community of live video creators, and we're all helping each other out, and it's just a beautiful thing, and I'm here for it, So
there's so much that you shared there that is nuggets of wisdom for anybody to walk away with that is so good. I mean, just so good. I'm hoping that people are already, with their notepads and pens, because I mean, I think the way you said that, in terms of, I didn't kind of get into this to be an expert. People started asking questions, and one of the things I always share with folks is, if you want something to stick, if you want something new that you've learned, if you want it to really solidify in your memory, like this is something you know how to do, go ahead and teach it to somebody else. And so when you got that opportunity for others to ask questions, and you were able to share with them, well, this is what I do, and this is what I used, and this is how I got this effect. And I mean, a lot of it is trial and error, and some of it is learning together as a community, like you said. I mean, and the community is great; it's phenomenal. But I think a lot of times people see some of us who do have some videos that are out there that are teaching and sharing from our years of experience and expertise, that we've got it all figured out. And I think that's so wrong, because there's so many times where we're talking to one another, like, what, is that what you did? I love that in this community, in the live streaming community, we don't have that stigma where I can't say, man, what did you do with your lighting there? Like, I want to see, what's that lava lamp back? That's so cool. I want that too. Or you have these different touches for your show that we're going to get into that are so personal, that are so that's so Mel. And it's like, as your audience comes to expect it, that's the relationship that you build there as well. That two-way street that we often talk about. This is so good, man. So I see the comments are already going nuts as well.
I see the Ecamm versus StreamYard delay thing is happening too. I'll make a note about that. I mean, I will. Hey, the thing, as I said, StreamYard's just one of the many awesome tools. It just happens to be the one that I love to use. And, there's different levels of types of tools you use. And Ecamm is actually a little bit up there. It can do so many things. Well, but, that's not, I mean, it can, but it's also Mac only. I'm on a PC. So, I'm sure if I had a Mac, I'd probably be playing around with Ecamm too. I mean, all the cool kids are. So, I mean, I would. But
this is one of the things I and your answer is gold. I think this is one of the things. I think it's got to be your use case. One of the things that we get stuck in, and this is why this question keeps on coming up. It comes up for me all the time. Because I use all platforms. I use Restream, I use StreamYard, I use Ecamm. People are always asking me, hey, Kirk, what are you using today? I'm like, well, today I'm using Ecamm. Or, on Friday nights I use Restream. Or, for some other things I use StreamYard. And so people are like, well, okay, what's that about? And here's the thing. So even in the Apple versus Android camp, there's this huge battle. Or the Windows versus Apple camp, there's this huge battle. I don't really see it as a battle. I see it as, what's your use case? What as a consumer, what's the best thing for you? And so when people are like, what do you think the best phone is? I don't have a best phone for everyone because I don't know what everyone's doing. I know what the best phone for me is based on my workflow, based on what I do. And because I'm going to flip this a second, because I'm an IT guy, I have a Pixelbook, which is a Chrome OS machine. I do have a Mac Mini, which is running Windows 10. Just going to pause there. I have a MacBook Pro.
Everyone just wait, what did he just say? What?
I have a MacBook Pro that is an M1 that is running Mac OS, and that's what I'm using right now, right? So I have my foot in all these worlds. I have a Surface Pro tablet, which is running Windows 10 as well. So I have my foot in all these worlds. I have an iPad. I have an Android phone. Because I'm a techie, I kind of need to know what's happening in these worlds. So for me, and for my channel, and because I do live video, I have my toe in all these worlds. And so when people ask me which one is the best, I'm like, tell me your scenario, tell me your use case, and I'll recommend one. But it may not be the same thing for two different people. So I just want to throw that out there. That.
No, and that applies to anything marketing strategy. I can't tell you how many times you do presentations, and then there's always the Q&A, and you get the questions. And I'm always in my local community, we have a reoccurring thing, and I'm typically a speaker, and I'll be like, you guys know what I'm going to say. I'm going to start it how I start it every time. It depends. It depends. There is no cookie cutter answer, and I love what you said because it's true. I know I run into situations where people will be using, they're just going live. They're not using any, they're just sharing their screen. And they're like having all these problems with these super high, heavy live streaming tools. I won't name any names. And I'm like, why are you using those? You're not using 99% of the features. Use something simpler. Like, again, it goes back to the use case. So we could talk, that's like a whole other show.
It is. And I love the comment section has gone nuts right now. Because this is a request I've had multiple times where people are like, just do a comparison. I want to know, what's the difference between Ecamm and StreamYard, or I mean, I've done a Restream and StreamYard video, and listen, at the end of the day, right? It's going to be, it's going to be, it's going to be, it depends. It depends.
Yeah.
And one of the things I love about what you said is you got to start somewhere, and this is the part that I think if you make that bar for entry so high, and this is why I don't recommend tier 3 platforms for brand new streamers. And tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, those are, actually stole this from Luria Petrucci, who has this framework for levels. The different streaming. Yeah. So, and it's great. Your phone is tier 1. That's tier 1 live streaming. Browser-based live streaming platforms like Restream, BeLive, Melon App, StreamYard, those are tier 2. And then something that you install that has the encoder built in, like OBS or Ecamm, those are going to be tier 3. And Wirecast. The IT security world is coming back to haunt me, but Wirecast. those are all tier 3. They're installed on your machine, and it requires a bigger investment in terms of what your machine can do. So you got to figure out where you are in that spectrum. And when somebody's coming in my door right off the street, I'm not going to recommend OBS. It's just, I think it's a bolt on. I think when you're ready, you can kind of move on to that. But I'm going to tell them, get a free StreamYard account and go live. Like, go live tonight.
Go live with this thing before you even go any of those places. Like, grab this and start going live, because I will tell you right now, all the bells and whistles and all the music and the countdowns, the dancing and the purple lights, right? I had my purple lights before Kirk did, though, just so everybody knows. I want to get it real and straight.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
This has to come up, though, because it's like, all the bells and whistles and the fancy stuff is fun, but it's a bunch of bullcrap if you don't have good content focused on your audience. So all you need is this right here to get going. So like Doc said, people make excuses. He's right. People are like, well, once I get the countdown figured out, I'll start going live regularly. I'm like, oh, no. You've got this all wrong. Like, first of all, also, if you show up right out of the gates all fancy, your audience now has the expectation that this is where it starts. So what about those days you do need to kind of, back it down a little bit? So let your audience watch you evolve as well, because they will enjoy it. I have a few people here from my audience that have seen me evolve. So, let them be a part of the
early
journey.
days. Yeah, this is so cool. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. The comment section has gotten away from me. Usually I'm like, okay, let me star that one. Let me grab that one. But this is like, you guys are going to town with these comments. And we haven't even gotten to, I'm going to skip our audience question. I do want you to share a little bit, Mel, about your story, your content creator or live streaming story. You kind of shared with us some of your live streaming story, like how you came to be in live streaming. But your channel is doing so well. You are growing. You definitely are somebody who people are like, okay, so how did you come to be in this space, right? So talk to us a little bit about that part.
I kind of went from like an accidental YouTuber. I literally used to make YouTube videos just for a place to house them so I could embed them somewhere else.
Yes.
Literally. And I made this silly video about using your Notes app on your iPhone for to-dos. And literally it went, viral. Not really. It didn't go viral. But all of a sudden I was like, where are all these people, all these subscribers come from? And I had this one video that had all these views. And I'm like, just the silliest, dumbest thing ever. Your Notes app. Use your Notes app for to-do list. Here's how you do it. Again, just goes to show you everybody has something to teach somebody. But anyway.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So the YouTube thing really, once I started multi-streaming, that's when I started paying more attention to YouTube. And, even today, I go live every Tuesday at 2:00 Eastern. And anymore, 80% of my live commenters are actually my regulars, as I call them, that are watching on YouTube. So it's really crazy how out of nowhere things can really start to change. But So where I actually got into starting to create content, I'll back up. Again, I mentioned my background is not in marketing. I, went to school for graphic arts management. I was actually talking to Sylvia today with Press and Sew, and she was like talking about files. I'm like, oh girl, you don't even have to go there with me. I got you. Like I know all about this stuff. It was
Good.
really pretty funny. But
Oh yeah,
anyway,
I love Andrew and Sylvia. Just a side note there.
Oh, I'm so excited to start working with them.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I'm glad you're with them. That's going to be phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. But so I worked in printing for 9 years, and then I had my daughter at the time, and I actually it's totally fine. It sounds terrible, but like it's great. In fact, her dad just texted me and said, "Addie got the game ball. She's at a softball game right now." So we got divorced when she was 1, and I was like, I can't be traveling so much anymore. So I literally felt this force to like change jobs, and I got this great opportunity to go work for a software company. And I was like, the guy, I knew him from years past, and he's like, this job's perfect for you. And I read the job description. I was like, I don't even I don't understand. I'm like, who's Jason? And it was like the code Jason.
Wow.
And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, you want me to do this? Like, it was like managing. I was like, yeah, it was like managing a team. But it was like, you know how you have developers and engineers, and then you have those developers and engineers that are like behind the scenes that like they're the ones making everybody else look good. The team you wanted me to manage were like that. It was like, I mean, literally I walked in and it was just, I felt like so out of my world, but it was a whole different thing to learn. I learned about a different type of project management, but I ended up in the marketing department with this company. And that's where I started learning all about inbound marketing. I went to the HubSpot conference. They sent me there. I was like a sponge. I was like, and it was when social media was really blowing up.
Yeah.
And it was just like blogging was becoming a thing. And it was really, honestly, still new for almost all companies. And it was really new for small businesses, but this was before algorithms were in place, before we knew about them at least. And it was like, if you were a business, you could use Facebook and it would do so many great things for you, but nobody knew how to do it. And so I felt this passion to help the underdog, as I mentioned, the small business owner, the mom and pop shop, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to start an agency. They don't want to hire somebody full-time. They can't hire somebody full-time. They don't need someone full-time. They just need somebody part-time. So if I can get enough clients, then I'll go do this for them. Then I was like, I can have enough. So I started in this agency called Addison Avenue Marketing. And, and I still have a few local clients that I help, but really I'm kind of like evolving out of that world. But so I started doing this work and I was like, this is so awesome. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm helping people. And then I was like, these people don't have any money. It was like I kept meeting with people and I want like my heart. I mean, like again, I'm like, oh my God, I want to help that like little coffee shop. I want to help that really unique store. But they didn't have the budget to hire me when I needed to be paid. And I was like really quickly like realizing this is not going to be sustainable. I got to figure some out. And I was on the phone with this lady one time and she was like, we need your help. We want your help so bad. Like, can you help us with like a marketing strategy for like $500? And I had already done enough marketing strategies for $500 to know, no, I'm not doing any more marketing strategies for $500. And I was like, God, I want to help you. I was like, no, I just can't. I'm so sorry. Like, and I was just like, and then I was like, I got off the phone with her and I remember thinking, the marketing strategy, they need to do their own marketing strategy. They need to figure this stuff out themselves. They need to be doing this stuff themselves. And I thought, if I could just put 10 of her in a room, charge that money and teach all of them together, give them some Q&A consulting.
Yes.
I was like, they could basically share the cost of me. And I was like, boom, workshops. So I was like, I'm going to start doing workshops. And so within 2 months from that phone call, I hosted my very first workshop series. It was called the DIY Marketing Workshop Series. And so I started teaching people to do their own marketing and I loved it and fell in love with it. And so now that's what I do. I mean, that was in my first workshop I taught was January 2015. And here we are. And now I have an online course program. I have a live video boot camp and we're showing up every week online teaching people how to do stuff. So that's the evolution of my content journey. Again, didn't set out to be a creator, even really creating content. I did it because I was marketing my business the way I was telling people to market their business. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of
so the evolution.
Good. I tell people all the time that, 90% of the business that I have received under composition, right, has been for live video has been because of this particular show. Like how it all works. People watch and they're like, I wonder if you could do that for me. And the answer is yes. So they come through. They're like, hey, can you do this for? So remote production essentially is one of the huge avenues for my business, and it came directly out of doing these live videos. So people would come and say, hey, season 2, episode 4, when you had so-and-so on the show, I want that frame, I want that lower third, I want that design. I'm like, okay, sure. Cool. It's like they're picking it off the shelf, and it's like, and I set them up, I run it, I run the background for them. But again, understanding the story of how, you kind of progressed into this thing is just phenomenal. And I'm hoping that people have really taken notes in the comments, because there's so much, again, that you've shared from your experience. And again, just kind of being willing to explore. I cannot say how, not just explore, but to soak up knowledge. You just have no idea where it's going to lead, or what you'll end up using it for later on down the line. It's just, that is a huge component of everybody's journey and story, because you just don't know. And that's so good. Yeah, go ahead.
I know. I was just going to say, I think sometimes people get intimidated. So they sometimes, for example, let's say they're learning from you and I. Right, and they're like, oh man, I haven't even started going live, or I haven't even started doing this. Look, this is not the bar for you. This is not where you start. No. Look at what we're doing. Model some things, get some ideas, oh, I want some purple lights, because apparently all the really cool people have purple lights in their streams.
Yes, purple, yes.
But yes, but also no, you have to start somewhere, and you start here. But what Kirk's saying is right. Sponge it up, soak up the knowledge, but also know that everything you learn or see does not have to be implemented. I think so many people get so overwhelmed with oh, well, now I have to be on LinkedIn Live, and I'm supposed to be doing Instagram Reels and blah, blah, blah. No, TikTok, nope, Clubhouse. You do it how you need to do it, make it happen, show up where you can. And again, let it evolve. But you can get overwhelmed when you learn too much. So I always say, pick 3 buckets. There's the bucket of maybe one day, right? Then there's the bucket of, ooh, that's coming next. And then there's the bucket of today. What am I going to learn and do today? But all the other stuff that you see, put it in one of those other buckets. Of maybe someday. You may not. By the time you're ready for purple lights, they'll be out of style. And Kirk and I will have moved on.
People will be doing other lights now.
Something else. Yeah.
Man, that is so good. That is so good. I'm seeing some stuff in the comments, but it's so cool to see people responding to one another in the comments. Somebody asked, "What are you using?" That that question. Hey, are you using StreamYard today? And Kanik responded saying, "No, he's using Ecamm." Let me see what else we got here. Wow, Mel, I see where the boot camp came from. The marketing path. I love it. And again, like I said to you earlier, Mel, this is something that I don't know. My audience just eats this up. Understanding that origin story really helps other people, because they can connect those dots. I worked in higher ed for a long time, and I know from working with students, a lot of the times they didn't really want to, hear about what you're doing right now. They wanted to understand the trajectory, because then they can see themselves oh, so you were just like me at one point, and then you made your way into kind of where you are now. And I like doing that. I go back with my kids and watch old live streams where it was horrible. and just to have that experience. Yeah.
And it's a way where, you got to meet your audience where they are. And if you're teaching them how to do what you do, well, they're not where you are, because that's silly.
Yeah.
You meet them where they are. And so when you tell your origin story, they're like, oh, so she just started going live on her phone too. Okay, cool. Oh, she just added that fancy camera within the last 6 months. Oh, right. Oh, so just a year ago. Oh, so she also went through a rut and didn't go live at all, and had to go through it's hard to restart the engines, right?
It's hard.
When you tell those origin stories, you're meeting them where they are, but then they're still looking up to you and learning from you, because that's your way of meeting them where they are. And that's so important that our content, you have to be able to talk to your audience with where they are. I saw Robin said, the overwhelm kept me from live streaming for years. So she wouldn't have commented that, she wouldn't have shared that with us, right? If we didn't talk about how it can be overwhelming, right?
Right.
So,
right. Because now the door is open, and it's one of the things that I always share with folks is that there are, those 3 things that are critical to be successful in this content creator space is to answer a question, to be consistent, and to be vulnerable. And that vulnerable piece is where people resonate. That's where people open up, and that's where they feel like, I know Kirk, I know Mel, and some of their story resembles my story. And so as they grow, I'll grow too, and I want to be a part of this journey. I want to be a part of this community, and that's that's such a beautiful thing. I'm glad I'm glad Robin shared that comment. I'm trying to catch up to some of these others here, man, but I want to throw this audience question on the screen here. Share with us what caused you to start your live show. If you have a live show, tell us in the comments, what caused you to start your live show. And while you're catching up to us, because I know there's a slight delay, I want to show off. Mel's website here, and I love that
my website that needs a refresh.
I think it's great. I think it's great. So in fact,
we put so much pressure on ourselves as marketers. Like, you know what I mean?
Honestly,
it's like the carpenter who has the unfinished kitchen cabinets. Just one of those things.
No, but I love the tagline. Don't let your gifts go. I mean, it hits as soon as you open the website. It hits home. So the link for those who are watching live, for those who are watching in the replay, my replay squad, you know how we do. Make sure you hit us in the comments. I'll be responding. If Mel needs to respond, trust me, she will. But melaniedyann.com, that link is in the description. So if you want to hit that site, her YouTube channel is also in the description. So make sure you hit that up, and let's listen, folks. Let's smash the subscribe button, okay? So because there's good content, really rich, good content coming from this space. But yeah, I love what you've done here. I love some of the resources. Here's like the Fave Tools. The Fave Tools page is phenomenal. I think
there's some good ones in there.
Yeah,
I'm all about the tools, man.
Treasure trove, and this is a segue, right? This is segue into the next question, which is some of those favorite tools. But yeah, this is, if you go to this site, you go to the resources page, folks. This is what you will find here, and trust me, there is a lot here to play with, a lot here to discover. And listen, if you have questions about them, I'm pretty certain that she'll put some videos up there. Let me look in my comments here, see if anybody's caught up with us. Word OTA.
Doc. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't ever say words like overwhelmed. Streaming is not overwhelming. Tsunamis, stroke, cancer, those things are overwhelming. I survived too. Just saying. This guy. This is amazing. The comments here are absolutely amazing. As you grow, your budget grows too. Future Cars says that's great. Let's see here. I started my live streaming journey when the TV station didn't like my show pitch. I made my own show. I like that.
I love that.
I like that. I'm hoping that others will answer that question as well. Share with us what caused you to start your live show. I'll share as well while we're waiting for some of the other folks to say stuff, although we do need to get to some of these tools. But I started my live show because, I had a lot I wanted to say and share in terms of how it all works. That's how I actually came up with the name, because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do tech, media, or leadership. So I decided I'm just going to sit at the nexus of all three and talk about how they all work together, right? So that's kind of the
love it,
how it all works came to be. But I want to quickly move to sharing some of those tools, right? I'm gonna get this is our, what are your favorite live stream tools and platforms? So Melanie, talk to us a little bit here. What is it? Talk to us. I mean, I'm showing some here on the screen.
Yeah. Those are some. I'm actually getting, that page is going, as I mentioned, my website's ready for kind of a refresh. I'll just add it to the list of things. But that page definitely, I'm all about I find still so many people. I was just talking with a previous client of mine, and she's a family friend as well. And she's like, I'm really excited to finally dive into learning Google Drive. And, and she is a very smart, savvy businesswoman. And she still just hasn't had the time or the bandwidth to sit down and understand it. So some of these tools have been around for a really long time. I know there's a lot of new tools too, but I love the go-tos. You see Evernote up there, which is a super cool. I love Evernote, and I still like a lot of the tools that have been around for a long time. They have been tried and true. You see a lot of apps come and go, but that page is full of all kinds of stuff, productivity, streaming and stuff. But I mean,
this is a treasure trove. Absolutely.
It's a lot. There's a lot there. In fact, it might be overwhelming for some people, I suppose. But, we're not supposed to use that word.
Overwhelming.
I'm not supposed to use that word. So I wanted to share a few tools that I think are going to support people in that evolution, right, of the live streaming journey. And obviously we talked about software. So I do think that anyone who is wanting to evolve into live shows. Again, start with your phone, but then start looking at that tier 2, level 2, element like StreamYard, Restream. Those are the two that I feel confident in saying are good, solid applications. They both have great Facebook communities where you can get help and support. That's also important as you're picking your tools is, am I going to be able to learn this and get supported by it? And so those tools and applications are going to, yeah, they're going to allow you to level up. Honestly, the other tools that I'm going to describe are more, I love what you said about bolt-on or like supporting things. When you're ready to go to the next level in your lives, it is truly in that level 2 browser-based software.
Right.
You can totally skip to an eCam or skip to something else. But as you had mentioned, and Doc made a point, like eCam and StreamYard really are, you can compare them because they are different. They are different apps. In fact, people use them together sometimes.
All the time. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so I just like to say, start with the software. So use something like StreamYard or Restream. Both of them are very easy to just turn on, start playing around. I always make the joke that you need internet, a webcam, a microphone, and you need a mouse. If you have a mouse and a keyboard, like this thing controls everything. Like
everything.
People are always like, oh, it's clicking the button. I'm like, it's the button on your mouse. Like it's not even like, you just need to be able to know how to use the app so you can do some really cool things. Excellent. And so I say StreamYard is my tool that I use. But I know Restream is amazing as well. So I wanted to point that one out for sure. And here's the thing. So many times people see stuff and they're like, oh, I would never be able to do that. I'm like, yeah, you could with StreamYard or Restream. Like it's that simple. So it does let a non-TV producer type of person feel a lot like a TV producer. Like you have the little ticker going at the bottom. I always tell people I can have like a news ticker and like, it's just, you can have interviews and do all those things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you can have a lot of fun.
So much.
You can have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I know you're grabbing a couple of things. I just want to grab a couple of comments here because they're coming in fast and furious.
For sure.
There's they're finally catching up to us. And somebody says Corey and Lakita, Blind Guy, his wife, their life. They're saying, I really love the homepage of her website. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. You're still getting stuff. Future Cars Man of Life says. Actually, they were just responding to somebody else. I thought it was part of their statement. But Robin, this is the one I wanted to read. Let me put this on screen. I'm a creative and have wanted, let me get this other one's off screen. I am a creative and wanted to share and build my creative community. I finally got over my fear and have been live for the past 2 weeks trying to keep up with my video game streaming son. I love that. And this is the merging right here of like generations where, you're starting to understand one another. You have shared interests and shared hobbies, if you will, and you can have some more, somewhat meaningful conversation. That is phenomenal. Robin, kudos to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Huge applause.
Talk about bridging the gap. That lava lamp is because of Addison, my daughter. So I got her the lava lamp. We were at the store and she's like, I want that. I'm like, I'm all about a lava lamp. I'm a 80s kid. I was born in 1980. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm looking at this lava lamp. I'm like, wait, is this going to catch fire? Like, is this going to like melt and burn things down? Yeah. I'm like, no, it's a modern day lava lamp. I'm pretty sure it's safe. And by the way, that lava lamp doesn't have any lava in it. Like that's the sad thing about modern day lava lamps is there's no lava in there.
Not a drop.
Floating glitter and stuff. It's all good though. It's fine. It's not going to burn my house down like the old lava lamps. But
that's amazing.
Addison was like, Mom, she had it set up on her setup over there, which is you can see a quick view. Way over there is her. She's got her lights too. Oh my God, point to it correctly. Don't you hate it there? Anyway, you can't see it because my arm's in the way, but she has her own lava lamp too.
I love it
over there. Well, the reason she has one over there is because she was like, Mom, I think the lava lamp would look really cool in your videos. And so she set it up for me. And then nice. I literally, like the next stream, Future Cars Man of Life may have been there. Everybody was like, oh, I love the lava lamp. Like people notice when you make changes to your set, like when you change your lights.
They do. And right.
I remember that. I remember I was like, whoa, Kurt,
it's a change.
Love it. But anyway, so yeah, she totally put that there. And now it's there. And I had to get her another one because I can't let go of the lava lamp now. And it's like totally become like part of my brand somehow. So it's really kind of funny.
And there it is. I love that you use the brand word. I'm going to grab 2 more of these. Here's one from Super Del TV. I started my live show because I enjoyed helping people in real time. I love that. Super Del, that's me all day, every day. I think that's phenomenal. So Future Cars Man is like, I wonder, I keep wondering if Mel just keeps on adding to her list. I think he's talking about your research page.
I kind of am. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
man. I
yeah.
love a good tool.
And then this is Corey and Lakita. They're saying I've taught quite a few folks about Google Drive, and it's true. People are either underusing or just not understanding some of these tried and true old fashioned tools. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's
And
totally true.
and we got a couple more comments coming through here, but I want you to get to some more tools. Talk to us about
Yeah.
some more tools that you. I mean, you just showed us
Yeah.
a whole new view. I think that was so dope. I mean, so yeah,
Yeah.
talk to us about some more tools.
So
Go ahead.
I'll tell you that right there, what I just did is a combination of two tools. Okay, so OBS. OBS is, it's free, right? And I use OBS to control what you see. So OBS, yes, you can stream with OBS. It's kind of like Ecamm, but not. I mean, it's different. You would be able to answer that question, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's what I know. I know enough about OBS to be able to do the few things I do. I also know that it does a lot of other things, but I use it at a basic level of I set up a few scenes and I switch between those scenes. But again, when you go into Zoom or StreamYard or Restream or anything that is going to ask you to select your webcam,
Right.
you can turn on your OBS virtual camera. And what that does is anything you're doing over in OBS, it's going to show that on screen. So real fast, I can show it really quick, actually. So
Absolutely.
there. Oh, Inception. Dang it. I hate that when it happens, but it's all right. So you set up
Inception.
your scenes. Yeah. You set up your scenes and then here's your view, right? If I go to studio though, oh, it's so like going to be like a pain in the butt. Never mind. So anyway, OBS lets you set it all up. And then I'm using that. And so whenever I change something in OBS, it's going to change what you see, right?
Yes.
Now I'm using a level 4 piece of equipment. I'm using a Stream Deck.
Come
And
on.
the Stream Deck lets me basically create push button shortcuts. Where did you see? Look at James Hicks. He's getting ahead of me. James,
I saw it.
Don't be stealing my
I was
show,
like,
man.
James, man, you pull it back, rein it
stealing
in.
my thunder. Stealing my thunder. It's coming, James. God,
coming.
I gotta save that for like the end, man.
Come on.
Yeah, there's something great coming, you guys. You're gonna love it. James, you be quiet. Okay, so the Stream Deck lets me just program it and push buttons, right? So let me do this. I'll show you the Stream Deck. So I'm going to push my Brio button. There's the Stream Deck, right? So
Lovely.
we see these, we hear about them, but these are the buttons that I have set up for. So I've got my cam link. When I start my streams, I start with a little dance party. So it's my little transparent countdown that you see there. If I hit that Brio button again, it's going to let me go with my Brio webcam I have in my hand.
Lovely.
But I love the Stream Deck because I can just program this stuff and it lets me focus on my content and I can just quickly look down and push a button. I kind of resisted this for a while because I was like, oh, it's not compatible with StreamYard yet. And I was like, so I don't know if I would use it. Well, James Hicks and I were like, do you like how you like Alcohol Anonymous and stuff? They have like sponsors for each other. James and I like should try to enter a program like this together because like we're like always on the same. It's like I'm getting a new mic today. He's like, what? I'm like in the Best Buy parking lot, like messaging James like all the time. Anyway, when I got the Stream Deck, he's like, finally. But anyway, so
that is so good. That is so good.
I like the Stream Deck, and once I got it and realized I could use it with OBS, which is what I'm using to control what my viewers see on screen.
Yes.
Along with the options at StreamYard. I use StreamYard for the banners and the tickers and other stuff too.
Right.
But I
Giveaway
love
tool
that
is
I can just
clutch.
push these buttons. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Don't even get me there.
I mean, I'm
But,
telling you.
I love the Stream Deck with OBS. Again, these are bolt-ons. These are not required. But for me, the Stream Deck has been really fun for me because, again, it lets me not have to be like, oh, I can show you guys that. Let me look over here on my second thing and look around my microphone
Move
so I can
around
see the screen. Instead, I'm just like, boom, behind the scenes. Like,
Boom.
What's up? Behind the scenes. We're here.
There
We're not
we go.
distracted by mouse clicks and things. I'm pushing a button and now I'm back.
Oh my gosh,
right?
that is
so
so
I love the
good.
Stream Deck. I love OBS. I got to talk about this tool because it does come into play with something I'm about to show you guys. And I hope you're ready for this.
I'm
can
hoping
totally
they're
do
ready
this
too. I'm hoping they're ready too. Good.
We're gonna talk in a minute about adding personality to your streams. It doesn't get much more personality than adding a little more you to your streams, right?
Ooh, I love it. Hello.
Like my little puppet. I got like my little puppet here, right? So this is a transparent GIF. And I say GIF, by the way. So
Yes,
what do you say?
yes. I say GIF.
Thank God. See, we can be friends. This is good.
I say GIF.
This can work. This can
Right,
work.
right,
So
right.
yeah. So this is a transparent GIF. I made this with a combination of tools, but a tool that you can use to actually create your own GIFs of yourself, but also these
Right.
transparent ones that you can then add as an overlay in any of these level 2 apps that we talked about.
Lovely.
Is called Unscreen. And so it's you want to pay for it. It's very cheap to get the high resolution stuff, but you can take videos of yourself and then you can remove the background. Now it's a little glitchy. Sometimes I find that the more movement and the more contrast, you don't have to have a green screen, but you can actually, it will remove the background, anything that's still. And if you're moving, like dancing, like I am here, then you can create those things and you can create those super fun GIFs where, again, this is a transparent one that's in the stream, but then you can also make fun start screens or whatever you want, like as a full screen. So
absolutely.
You want to be memorable. Talk about going and making comments and putting yourself in a GIF in a comment. Like that's it's going to happen. So
that is personality squared, right? Doc does not agree with our pronunciation of GIF.
No, I know.
And
not everybody does.
It's not peanut butter.
It's true. It's totally true. But then Doc, how do you pronounce JPG? The image file. How do you pronounce that one? Do you say JPEG? Because it is not spelled JPEG, but we say JPEG.
We do say JPEG.
Where's the E? There's no E in there.
There is a version of photos that is actually JPEG, isn't it? Like there's a JPG.
I forgot about that one. Dang it! Why you gotta do that?
Oh no!
I had it. All right, I got one last tool that's gonna blow everybody's minds. All right,
come on.
Because I think
let's hear it.
I get this question a lot. People ask me for this. They're like, Mel, I want to be able to have a whiteboard and I want to put it up on screen. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Mel, I got an iPad. Is there a way I can share my iPad screen as the second monitor? Well, yeah, through NDI. You guys can geek out on that. But we're going to talk about this other way. So there's an app called Reflector 3. And I'm basically configuring this right now. So I'm going to
Reflector 3. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to make sure I get these into the comments, guys. So
Reflector 3 is really It's great. I love it. So what's happening is I have Reflector 3 installed on my computer. I've gone to my Apple, on my iPad, and I've gone to screen mirroring. And one of the options was Dell G5 because that's my computer. And now I have to enter the code. And once I enter the code to that on my iPad, it's going to basically say, okay, you're giving it permission to display. And it takes a minute usually. And now it's on my other monitor. So here's my iPad right now.
Nice.
So you want that whiteboard app, right?
There it is. Hi. I love it.
Right? Like people always want this. Like they want to do these live streams and they want to sketch things and they want to show people this stuff. You can totally do this if you use this app, this Reflector 3 app. And what's really cool is if you turn your device, it will automatically reorient.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. This is fantastic if you also want to do demos of what you're doing on an iPhone. If you want to show somebody how to go live with just their phone and Facebook, you could use this app, share your screen, boom, show it up. There it is, right? And there's a few other there are other apps that do this. There's Epoch Cam. I think there's a way you can use Epoch Cam for this. Saying I reviewed Reflector in 2009. Reflector's been around for a long time. It's this Reflector 3. Literally, we're on whatever they've decided to totally redo it. But
this is absolutely great. This is great. I'm going to make sure I get these links in the
find one of these apps. Yeah. So those were some of the tools I wanted to share quickly, ways to accentuate. Right.
That is phenomenal. And I think, listen, I don't know how we're going to do this. So we may end up going a little bit over, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. We won't die. But we have 2 questions left, right? One is the personality question. And this is huge. I'm glad we're going to end here. But then the last question we have is what video topic could we collaborate on, right? So audience, we need your suggestions while we take question number 5, which is the personality question. We want you guys to give us some suggestions on what you would want it. What video collab? We kind of did one already, didn't we? No, anyway. But for Launch Your Live, I think we did something.
Yeah.
But what video would you want to see me and Mel do together and co-release, on her channel and my channel? What would you guys want to see? That's one of the unique things about this show is convo, right? We're having a conversation now and then collab. So the collab comes later. So they're they're
Love it.
going well, actually. So those collab videos are a lot of fun. So, but yeah, talk to us in the comments about what you would want to see from me and Mel in terms of, and maybe it's like that battle video between, Restream and StreamYard and all this other stuff. I don't know. But one of the things I want to make sure we end off with is this question here. What are some ways to allow your personality to shine through in your live shows? And I think, the GIF, sorry, Doc. The GIF that you just showed a second ago is one of those ways. It's so uniquely you. And we've already talked about the lights, and that's like, again, uniquely you. But I want you to talk a little bit about your answer specifically to how do you frame this question?
Yeah. So honestly, there are so many ways that, like you talked about, there are so many ways you can let your personality out, right? And let it shine through. But we got to start at the foundation. The foundation is the most important thing when it comes to answering this question. And that is, you got to be comfortable with who you are, right?
There it is.
You can't be trying to like, oh, well, Mel put purple lights and Kirk has purple lights, so I better get purple lights. If you hate the color purple and pink, would you use those colors? You shouldn't. So it's all a matter of, again, being inspired by things you see, but always staying true to yourself and your core. Because I've got this thing, I'm real big on helping people get comfortable with their personal brands.
Right,
I don't think there's no such thing as creating a personal brand, because I have this firm belief that, and this is a quotable quote if you want to steal it, but it's like,
here we go.
Basically, I tell people, you don't create your personal brand. It's already inside of you. It is inside of you already. You don't create it. It's inside of you. So it's not a matter of creating it. It's a matter of letting it out. And it's a matter of letting it out in whatever filters and you want to let it out. Because look, there are things that are part of me, but I may not. Well, I'm really transparent. Like, I don't hide anything. I'm like, everything's out there. But some people are like, hey, there's these aspects to who I am, and that's part of your personal brand, but they don't want to necessarily put it out there for everybody else. That's actually 100% okay. That doesn't make you inauthentic or hiding anything. That's just a boundary that you've created. And our boundaries are up to us. That's our own business, right? My boundaries, they're pretty few of them, right? I'm just out there. I'm always out there. But so when it comes to like showing up live and this question about personality, some people will say, Mel, I could never be as good as you because I just don't have the same personality as you. I'm also a retired mascot. So like there's this personality that I was born with. There's a reason why I show up in certain ways. That doesn't mean that you should show up in the same ways, right? And so if you want to let your personality out, first things first, we got to get real clear on what that is, what those boundaries are, and you got to get comfortable in your own skin. You got to be comfortable with your personal brand and your personality and let it out. If your personality is kind of quiet and soothing and whatever, there is a place for you. There is an audience for you. So don't feel like, well, I don't have the personality for live video. You have the personality for people that you will repel people and you will attract people. And that is okay.
That is okay.
Believe me, there are a lot of people that think I am way too much for them. And that is totally okay. Right?
Leslie said some version of that same thing last week. Is like, I know that I'm not for everybody. So that is perfect. Oh man, this is so good. Continue. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. No, I always have to start there because it's like, I think when we start talking about, oh, let's add fun to our streams and let's add personality. Well, listen, if dancing and music is not your thing, then those wouldn't be things you should choose to add to your stream. You're forcing something. So it's gotta be stuff that you like and you want to do. So with that being said, a few ideas for y'all.
Come on.
Think about your set, right? Your personality should show up in your set. If you're kind of a simple minimalist style person, then your set probably needs to be simple and fairly minimalist, right? But if you are, I love colors. I like the 80s. Like I said, I was born in the 80s. I'm so excited about how popular gradients are right now and like all this stuff. So I am like the lava lamp. I am here for it, right? That's my personality. Let's go. Yeah. If you saw this set and I was all like, today we're going to start talking about Canva, it probably wouldn't mimic or match, right?
No.
But again, there's a place for people like that, creators like that. So your set is definitely important. So be thinking about that. I always also say, like, your show flow. Kirk, you have like such a good show flow. Like you're like, here's the way I start my show. I do this, then I play this video. I got these announcements, then I go here, then I go here. That is so cool. Like that is so awesome. And your audience starts to expect it, but they also kind of go with, that's like part of your show.
Right.
That's right. It, right? And then the other thing I always say is music. Like, and you got your style of music. I got my style of music.
Absolutely.
Right? Mine's more that like EDM dance stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
love it.
I don't know. Yours is like that chill kind of like, just kind of,
a little jazz.
Like easy and cool and like, Mine's like, let's go.
Let's
go. It's like, it's just totally different. So your personality can shine in the music that you select as well. And obviously props. I mean, come on, people. Come on, get some props. There it is.
You said music. I was like, I got to put something on, right?
See,
but
like,
props. Yes, you said props, right.
This makes me want to go like pour a glass of wine and like hang out on the back patio with the lights on though. Like,
Oh yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. So no, really, like I say props and graphics. And I always say there's props, physical props in your set, right? We keep talking about the lava lamp.
Yeah.
The lights are kind of like a prop, right? I wear sunglasses in the beginning of my countdown when I dance. It's kind of become a thing. It was by accident. But also your graphics are props.
And I love that. I love that it was
screen.
by accident, and I'm loving that you used it, right? That's a part of the
sunglasses.
thing.
Yeah, I had my sunglasses here and I put them on and I was like, people loved it. So I was like, all right, well, those are coming back. So, and here's the thing with this whole personality thing, this whole aspect of fun and all this stuff we're talking about, it all goes back to, it should be an evolution, right? It should be an evolution because you may not even really know what you want or what your live streaming personality is. It should still be who you are. It should be true, right? But like, just let it evolve. You're never gonna don't wait to figure all this out to start going live. It goes back to get into action because all those fun, creative ideas are gonna come, right?
Yeah, they
are.
The
sunglasses came, the lava lamp came, the lights came, it all changed. You've done the same thing. You've done an amazing job of evolving your set and your show and the quality of your show. And your audience is loving the progress that you're making, right? So yeah, that's what I got.
They take that journey with you. Man, that's gold. That's gold. I mean, I'm hoping that people really took time to catch the notes there because it was a lot. I'm hoping that people really got an opportunity to really, think about their own live stream, think about their own live show or the live show you've been planning and start to say to yourself, okay, maybe I don't need to put this long list of things into my first live show. Maybe I just need to get started. Right? Maybe some of those things I just need to go live and see what happens and then figure out some of the things I want to keep and figure out some of the things I want to throw out, right? Because you'll know what's natural to you and what's not natural to you, right? This is a huge piece for me is like go live and you're like, oh yeah, I actually like explaining things live. I actually love the questions. I don't look at them as a hindrance or like a disturbance to the flow of the show. I actually love them. I live for them. I actually have them planned into my show. It's like if they don't have comments, I've got a hole in my timeline.
Yeah. But that's actually really smart. Like it's really smart. I'm like I said, I'm loving what you're doing and how you're doing all this stuff and how it's evolved. And Future Cards Man Life already planted the seed, but I was already going to say like I got to have you on my show too. And I think that would be such a cool thing.
Let's do it.
How you prepare your shows. You know what I mean? I think it's just so good. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I'm listen, so folks, you heard it here. I'm making a promise. Whenever she sends the invite, I'll be on her show. So I'll make sure I advertise that for my audience as well. And we'll all do this again. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Make it happen. Yeah.
Listen, let me do this real quick. A couple of people have come up with some suggestions for what we can do together. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a couple of those, but while I read those, I want you to see something here. I'm actually clicking start right now on the Zoom room. I'm clicking start right now on the Zoom room. So for those that are like, where's the Zoom? The Zoom is already ready to go. It's already there. So if you have your link, your ticket to the after party on Zoom, you can go and click that link right now because we are already 5 minutes into that time. So I want to make sure that you guys are there and that you can experience that together with us. But yeah, I want to read some of these. By the way, Kirk R. Nugent, sorry, buymeacoffee.com/Kirk R. Nugent. It's been scrolling on the bottom of the screen for like the entire show.
There you go.
But here's some of the suggestions, Mel. So finding yourself in your live, that was a topic
Love
suggestion
it.
for us to do as a collab. That was James Hicks, and I thought it was fun. So love that. Somebody else
I
said
like that.
Ecamm versus StreamYard. I love that too. I like that too, and it's kind of
Only if we have this. We gotta have the sound effect, like the ding, 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 like the like get in the ring kind of thing. Something like that.
We
I
gotta
don't
have the gloves on and everything.
We'll
Oh,
bring
that would
some
be so
props.
much fun. And then we have live stream tips using old school tools. That was Corey and Lakita that came up with that one. I like that one too.
Fun.
And this is not a topic idea, but this was James Hicks' comment. Where's? Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I just wrote this comment down because it was
I
hilarious.
saw it. Yeah.
It's priceless. Quiet Storm versus.
I'm okay with being called a quiet riot, but I'm not quiet though. I am like, there is something quiet about me. Listen.
Oh my. Yeah. This is good. I don't even have anything else. This is gold. Oh wow, 2 people are waiting to get into the room. Let me admit them. Doc Rock and James Bush are both waiting to get in the room. Admit. Let's see what we got here.
I love it.
Yeah,
Doc
all right.
says, I said, don't compare Ecamm versus StreamYard. Y'all trying to compare a Yugo to a Porsche.
I knew he was going to say that too. I'm glad he said that. Okay, so Doc, are you there? Doc, we're not hearing you, but James, I think you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there they go. Did you hear him, Mel?
I did.
Okay, cool. All
I'm
right.
here.
All right, cool.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I'm gonna let me try to hide.
Wait, you have us coming through the iPad too? I'm gonna create a feedback.
Oh, no, you don't have me coming through. I don't know who's created the loop, but I'll take care of that in a second. But folks, listen, I wanna close things out. What I want to say on to the live stream, we're gonna go into the Zoom in a second here and chat for a second. James Hicks just entered the room, so it's gonna be bananas. It's gonna be a real after party in there. But what I'll say is this, guys, folks, I'm hoping that you really got something from all the different things that we shared. And I know we went over time, but we can do that every now and again. Also want to say a word of thanks to Melanie Dyann, HIAW. I figured I'll say all 3. But I want to say thanks to you because you provided a ton of value. And here's the thing that I love about what you did for us today is that you didn't just come random. You came prepared. And it was evident for all of us that you came prepared to share and to provide value. And I don't take that for granted. I think it's phenomenal what you've done and all that you've shared. I have a ton of notes already, and I'm looking forward to doing our collab video. So I'm reaching out for that. But I just want to say a word of thanks to you for, just coming through and really sharing and hanging out with us today. It has been our pleasure to host you here on the How It All Works channel for this show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Kirk. It was seriously an honor. I'm honored to be here. So thanks, everybody.
All right, let me go ahead and close this thing out real quick. Family, it has been a blast. Starting to lose I got to clear my throat. It's been that much fun, right? I had to clear my throat, but it has been a blast. It has been great to just hang out with you guys. I'm hoping that you had your aha moment, that you had that peek behind the veil moment where things are coming through. I keep on forgetting that the rest of these guys can be heard, but I'm hoping essentially that you were able to figure out how it all works. And so with that, we will see you next week, same time, same channel, as we host, I think we have Donald Oliver next week. So definitely want to do that. And if you want to join us for the after party, jump in on buymeacoffee.com/Kirk R. Nugent. Grab your ticket there. Folks are already in the Zoom room. I'm admitting one more person now. But yeah, we will see you in another video. Later.